Because if you are doing active research, it means you are following the rules and regulation as what Asrul said. At the same time, we must have moral obligation, as Safra said. Alright? So we have the moral obligation also when we are doing research. So in research ethics, it is combining these two things together. Rules and regulation. Still remember, when you design a questionnaire, you must design in this way. I've mentioned to you, isn't it? Alright? That is the rules and regulation. But at the same time, we must have some kind of a moral obligation also. Okay, morality. For an example, when you ask a question to a student, to your respondent, dia kata no. Tapi apabila dia kata no, you feel, this will be kacau saya punya data nanti. So, tukarlah no kepada yes. Kan? Ada yang tak. You're not going at all to the field. You're not going at all to the field, but you just at home, you just easy. Okay, that is moral obligation, we call it. Right? So you are actually doing an unethical research activity. So this is where you have to see, you have to combine the rules and regulation plus your moral obligation. Okay, so that is why ethics is very, very important. And as all of us, we have religion. Am I right? Okay, and we are also following the religion's concept and rules. So the same thing happens in ethics. But ethics is not religion. It is not moral also, but it is a combination of these rules and regulation and the moral obligation. Because in certain area, ethics can be different from religion. Alright? Religion say this is not right, but ethics say right. Because it all depends on the context of the things that you are actually exploring. For an example, let's say you are actually doing your assignment, okay, in a group, in a team. Okay, there will be one or two will be not doing the assignment. Okay, I will put in Malay tepuk dada, tanya selera. Okay, I know some of you are not doing at all. You are just as a tumpang sekaki kan? Betul tak? Okay, when I ask you a question, you cannot answer. You're looking at others. It means what? You are not doing your research ataupun teamwork itu tak ada. So this is where the authorship is important. For an example, let's say you are not involved in that assignment. You shouldn't put your name in the assignment. And the team members shouldn't put his or her name in the assignment. Right? That is what. You just simply put your friend's name. Just want to fulfill the name. Whereas you know, he or she is not working for the assignment. Right? That is what we call authorship, basically. So the authorship is important, whereby the team member ataupun the author must be doing contribution, must have contribution to the assignment. So that is what we call as the authorship reason. Okay? Ataupun dalam bahasa Malaysia we call it as a plagiat. Okay, what is plagiarism? I already mentioned to you many times, am I right? If you just copy and paste, okay, from a website, from a book, from a journal, ataupun newspaper cutting ataupun magazine, copy paste and just put in your assignment without citing the references, it is what we call as a plagiarism. Plagiarism means you are actually ambil bulat-bulat idea orang ataupun perkataan orang lain. That means you're getting the idea and the wordings totally exactly the same. For an example, I give you an idea. For example, in my paper, I said that e-learning is not an effective type of e-learning is not an effective tool for learning. But in your assignment, you say e-learning is not a good tool for learning. But the idea same kan? You got it from me kan? You must put my name. You must say that it is from my research. Unconscious plagiarism kita kata. Okay, kita tak tahu that we are doing this plagiarism, but we are actually doing it basically. So when you took some picture from sources, that also must be cited. Okay, saya tengok satu figure tu from Google. I know it's from Google. Okay, but from where? You must cite the URL. One of your best friend working in McDonald's. You shouldn't involve in this project. You should mention before. Okay, ahead to your agency. Kata, I have a friend in McDonald's, saya tak boleh buat kerja. Okay, the same thing happens when Hanger Group, for example. Tengok-tengok Wong Lee Chin has a company of producing hangers. We don't know. Kan? She simply come with hanger. So she want to actually jual her hanger. So she came with this kind of assignment just to want to prove there is a problem with the hanger bump. Kan? But actually there is no problem at all. Just because she want to sell her a new design hanger, she said there is a hanger bump problem. So that will be a conflict of interest. Okay, faham kan apa tu conflict of interest? Alright. So it always happens in our life also, kan? Personal life pun ada kan? Ada 3 kawan, betul tak? This kawan always belanja you. Apabila 2 kawan ini lawan, you akan side to one. Yang selalu belanja you kan? Everyone is now searching from Google kan? Okay, isn't it? So you must actually give the URL, okay, the website link of where you got the picture also. Alright, so this is what we call as a plagiarism. So in your thesis nanti, okay, plagiarism basically can be identified. Kita ada satu software called Turnitin. Okay, Turnitin kita kata. Okay, whereby you just put the soft copy of your assignment itu dalam sistem itu, dia akan do searching. How many percentage of your particular citation, how many percentage of your report itu ataupun thesis ke apa assignment ke itu, berapa peratus is similarity with the other sources that available on Twitter. So you shouldn't reveal the name of the respondent. Itu satu. Kedua, you shouldn't also reveal the face of the respondent. Okay, you have to blur it. If you get the consent secara bertulis or written consent from the respondent, yes, you can put my face in your report, then you can do it. Only written. That is why I'm asking you, just blur it. Am I right that day? Yeah. Just blur it, because I do not want you to involve in any problem later. Third, you cannot reveal the face of the person. Fourth, you cannot reveal the real name of them. And the fifth one is that you shouldn't, okay, just go and ask them to fill up your form or ask questions. You must get the consent first. Alright? These are the things, ethics. Kan? Betul tak? I can easily get you in terms of the percentage from the similarity index kita kata. Kalau 100% means what? You actually tiru bulat-bulat from a source. Right. So this is where you have to be. So when you go outside and you, it's just because you are one of the, let's say a friend of top management of McDonald's, okay, you know that McDonald's are actually doing very poor in their market, but you are actually manipulating the data saying that you are, okay, that McDonald's are doing well. So this is what we call as a conflict of interest. That means you shouldn't have any conflict of interest when you are performing the research. Kind of a conflict of interest here. So anyone come and approach you, you should avoid it. So this is where corruption happens. There is a problem with the hanger bump. But actually there is no problem at all. Just because she wants to sell her a new design hanger, she said there is a hanger bump problem. So that will be a conflict of interest. Okay, faham kan apa tu conflict of interest? Alright. Data management reporting. That is, we want to be biased with our research ataupun the data that we collected at all. But just because Wong Lee Chin want to do hanger bump problem, so when she go and ask people, right, her respondent, there is a hanger bump problem or not? They say no lah. Our hanger is the most perfect hanger in the world. We don't want any more hanger. Okay, any good hanger no one. We don't want have any new design hanger. But when she go and ask 10 people, same thing. Authorship is important, alright. If you're not contributing to your team, please get rid of your name from that assignment. Okay, but it will be undermining your overall subject here today. Alright. Then plagiarism, you must make sure, alright, you cite the proper references. Conflict of interest, okay, like hanger, I don't have to see Mong Li Chin has a hanger factory later. Ataupun sekarang, okay, for example. Okay, data management reporting, if a person says no, just say no. Okay, don't go and change it to yes. Just want to make sure that your research is correct. That is one thing. And research with mankind or living being, you must get the concern, and there are many other things that you have to do when it comes to it. Okay, overall, in this thing, okay, the 5 concepts here. All understand? Any questions? No question, eh? Okay, with that, I end this class.